For some time now, I've been thinking that the rapture may not take place on the Feast of Trumpets. I'll give you my reasons on that, and then I'll present when I feel we might be raptured, or for some of us transformed and then raptured. Most everyone was taught to believe that the rapture is the Feast of Trumpets. After all, it is called the Hidden Day and encompasses 2 days so that nobody knows the day or the hour to blow the trumpets, except for the 2 witnesses that come forth each fall that establish the beginning of the year for Israel. However, I can't help but remember repeatedly that most of the bride is not Jewish. Yes, we're grafted in, I understand that, but really we don't have Jewish blood for the most part, so why would we believe that we will be raptured on a day that is set aside for the Jews to follow? It's not meant for us. It's meant as a sign from God. I don't think we will be raptured then. The Feast of Trumpets is our Lord's birthday, and all blowing of fanfare of trumpets may indeed be when the Lord returns for his actual second coming. Other events in the Bible have occurred exactly on the same day as similar events, years apart, so why not Jesus return on his birthday as well? Still, that's not the point of this video, but I did want to make that point. Something else that is debatable by some is that the bride is not the church. I feel the Lord has spoken differently about this. He has never said he is returning for his bride and some guests, but rather he is returning for his bride, period. His bride includes all those that are watching for his return and are holy and pure, right? Well, it's my thinking that once these 3 days of darkness hit and God reveals himself and the gospel to every soul, that those who choose Jesus or return to him from being lukewarm will be going through their own refiner's fire. This is why they're being shook up, wakened up. Imagine 40 days of non-stop horror. That is exactly what will be happening to those who choose the Lord but were never transformed as we will be previous to this event. I feel this includes our loved ones and all those we've been praying for. We will be helping in the harvest, and we will have no fear and will be impervious to the enemy's ways, but not those who come to the Lord during the 3 days of darkness. Many will die, many will be martyred, and many will survive through it to be raptured after 40 days with us, after going through much calamity. And that brings me to my timing thoughts. These are just my thoughts. It could be right, could be wrong, and you're just listening to my ideas, that's all. They may not agree with yours, and that's fine. But I believe the Lord has shown me some interesting possibilities based on the Bible and patterns found there. The 3 days of darkness and the transformation and the rapture, they're all found in the Bible already, not specifically, but as a pattern. Of course, the 3 days of 3 days of darkness was the ninth plague of Egypt, but it also is similar to the 3 hours of darkness when Jesus died. The transformation is similar to when a few disciples saw Jesus transformed on the Mount of Transfiguration in Matthew 17. Also, the story of Moses' face, when his face, he had to be covered up after seeing the glory of God. And the rapture, well, that'd be when Enoch and Elijah left the earth without dying. So there are similar patterns. So let's look at what I believe I was shown. In the Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verses 10 through 13, we see that the bridegroom says, "My beloved spoke and said to me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away, for lo, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The timing of singing has come. And the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree puts forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grapes give a good smell. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away." Okay, so we see that, quote, winter is past. We've got flowers in these verses. We've got singing. We've even got the fig tree. In chapter 7, we see more about spring in verses 11 and 12, which say, "Come, my beloved, let us go to the field. Let us go forth to the field. Let us lodge in the villages. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see if the vine has budded, whether the grape blossoms are open, and the pomegranates are in bloom. There I will give you my love." So we see the mention of Israel as a fig tree in Matthew 24. And indeed, it became a nation in May of 1948. May is in the spring. It's not in the summer. So we have tied this in the newness of life and even relationships, such as the bride and groom in the springtime. Not in the fall, but in the spring. Now I'd like to move to a second point that includes something I saw for the first time the other day when reading in my devotions. If you're familiar with my website, then you know that Lisa's visions have shown us where we will go when we are initially trained. I will place a link below to her visions and you can read them. Now in Isaiah 25, we are seeing a few things that I feel point to this same place. And I will tie these in together in a minute with the spring. Here's what it says in Isaiah 25, "And in this mountain the Lord of hosts will make for a people a feast of choice pieces, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of refined wines on the lees. And he will destroy on this mountain the surface of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. He will swallow up death forever." So we see that a veil will be removed, and the veil over our eyes will be removed when we are transformed. In Revelation 14, we have the song of 144,000. Now let's note in that chapter that they are on a mountain and are singing. I've posted videos and articles before that note that I believe there are two groups of 144,000. One that is made up of virgin males of the 12 tribes, but another that is us, the 144,000 of the called out ones that are grafted into the Jews. No tribes are mentioned in Revelation 14 with these people singing on a mountain. Not only that, but it says we are the first fruits. Leviticus 23 tells us that the first fruits of the harvest are brought to the priest in the spring. Of course, this happens on the Feast of First Fruits each year. And that's when Jesus rose from the dead. I believe we are those first fruits that are singing on this mountain, and it is springtime. Could it be that we're transformed roughly the same day that Jesus was? Finally, and this is the best part, let's look at Matthew 28. When Jesus rose from the dead, the other Gospels tell of his appearance to the disciples after his resurrection. Now in verse 10 it says, "Then Jesus said to them, 'Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brethren to go to Galilee, and they will see me.'" Now in the same chapter 28, starting with verse 17, "Then the 11 disciples went away to Galilee, to the mountain which Jesus had appointed for them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted." So after this is the speech of the Great Commission. We have 3 hours of darkness with an earthquake, no less, when Jesus dies. Then we have the disciples going to a mountain on first fruits, and then being given, or they are first fruits, and then being given the Great Commission. Could this be parallel to us? This is a lot like Lisa's visions. Again, you really need to read that to find out. There's a lake we go into. We are baptized. You really just need to read that. We will have 3 days of darkness. We know this. We are transformed and will be at the mountain that God has appointed for his 144,000. Then we will be given as first fruits to the priest. And finally, we are working in harvest to fulfill the Great Commission. The disciples worked with Jesus for 40 days, and we will have that same amount of time for him to work through us to collect his children for the rapture. I believe this will be around Pentecost, the rapture around Pentecost, which is known as a Feast of Harvest according to Exodus 23:16. Sorry about the pounding in the background. My husband's doing something. And that tradition says for Enoch that he was born on Sivan 6, which is Pentecost, and that he was taken on Sivan 6 as well. Could the bride or the church be raptured around Pentecost? We are like Enoch. We will be raptured. Is it possible that the same day the church was born is the day the church will be taken up? It could be. I could be right, and that could happen. Not that exact day. I don't think we're going to know the day or the hour. I also believe because of a pole shift, we're not going to know what day or hour it is because everything will be messed up. But it's possible that God will use this pattern to pull up his church. Everybody's very keen on the idea of Feast of Trumpets because of the last trump. But what if we're wrong? What if it's truly sooner than we think? Not September, October. I mean, maybe that's why God says that. It's sooner than you think. Maybe it's March or April of any given year. This coincides with the timing of Nibiru, according to Gil Broussard. And Mike from around the world has said that soon we will see the waves of energy in the sky so many have seen in visions and dreams. Those are supposed to start really any time now, but it'll still take 3 to 4 months until we see this planet, which again coincides with March or April of 2017. Now it may not be that month, that year, but it could be. I'm just telling you what I've learned. I believe it's going to start very soon, and I'm going to close this video to comments, but I will have them open on my website because I'm posting this video, and I welcome any thoughtful and loving insight you might be able to add. This transcript will be there as well. I apologize if some of my, I'm not real good at putting words together in documentaries or whatever you want to call this video. That's just my thought. My thought, I gotta show you this, is that, we're going up soon, possibly around Pentecost this year. Oh, look at the cat. She's getting kind of excited about this. Anyway, sorry not to disturb or anything, but I'm very excited about this, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So I'm looking forward to transformation somewhere in April, possibly towards the end of April. If that is the case, we're going to see a whole lot of bad stuff happen. And to me, it doesn't matter if Trump is president or not. No matter what, we're going to see these things in the sky happen. We're going to see the volcanoes and the earthquakes. Those are kind of our keys. And I believe that the United States will be disrupted first. And because of that, we will not be able to help Israel in her war, which will surely come, possibly even the Psalms war that we've learned about, and we'll not be able to help her. No matter who is in charge, we won't be helping Israel. And after that comes a proposal of peace. And this could all be happening right around the time of Easter or Pentecost, Passover. Keep those parallels in mind. Everything that you know, and just, it's possible. Anything's possible. So, thanks for listening.